All right, guys, I'm about to complete my movement challenge. I'm gonna do the speed one today for sure. Fastest mile time. My goal is I'm gonna get in the fives. I gotta get sub 6, and I'm gonna do it barefoot. I've started running barefoot for like the past 2 months. I just feel like I don't get sore in my joints, like my ankles and my knees, my hips. I actually might talk about my running form in another video, but going barefoot after the bottom of your feet get some calluses, it's actually not bad at all. But that's just my thoughts. So let's get started here. I'm gonna head out to this road by my house and run a half mile away and then turn around, run the last half mile back. I got a hill that I got to run up though, so that might cut into my time on the first half, but on the last stretch I'll be able to make up some time. So maybe this time we'll have an asterisk on it because of the hill, but I'm still shooting for sub 6. Oh, I've been doing a lot of volume running, lots of high distance runs. Lately I've been doing mile speed runs, but just in cruise control. This is my first time in a long time running that intense for a mile. Did not reach my goal. I think I got it was under 6:30. It's like 6:24, 6:29, something like that. My heart rate right now is probably over 200 beats a minute, which the heart is getting stronger right now because it is a muscle. And I did challenge it a little bit ago. So that's good. Breathing's important. Remember, each breath you take in, it's giving your body oxygen that it needs to help it function at a high level. So what I try to do is I try to take deep breaths in and then I just let it out. Not all the way out. I'm not forcing it out, I'm just letting it out. Deep breath in, letting it out. You can tell the difference between the first two and the last two, between forcing it out and letting it out, because you're trying to fill your body with as much oxygen as possible. All right, that's all I got. All right, so I finished with 6:26. My first half mile pace was actually faster than my second half mile pace, and that was uphill, but I went out hot, faster than I probably should have. In the second half I was gassed. Said I was going to talk about why I went barefoot in another video, but I'm going to do it right now. What happens when we have shoes on is we have a lot of padding below our heel. So when we walk or when we run, most people will heel strike, meaning their heel will hit the ground first because they have lots of padding. What happens when you go barefoot is you don't have that padding anymore. So what you naturally do is you land on the balls of your feet, cushioning with your toes, and maybe a little heel, but not hardly at all. What that does is it's better posture, better alignment for everything above your feet, starting with your ankles to your knees to your hips. And I don't have that pain anymore from running with shoes. So that's why I did it. And I'm just goofy too. But yeah, now that I have some callus build up on my toes and the balls of my feet, it's like I got my own shoes on now. I got shoes on my feet. So that is why. With running form. So the way I think of it is since I was a basketball player and football and baseball, I feel like a lot of our movement, a lot of our running is pushing off, or at least that's the mindset. You're pushing off to steal a base. You're pushing off to change direction in basketball, football, same thing. But now that I primarily just run to be more efficient, this is how I think of it. I think of my hips doing all the work. Okay, my hips are lifting my knees. Okay, and then as my foot's coming to the ground, I'm just simply placing, I think of the inside ball of my foot and that big toe. That's what I'm placing on the ground. And then my hip lifts my knee again, and then I'm placing that foot on the ground again. So that simple change in mindset when running, it's helped me be more efficient, and it just feels better on my body. I don't have the same soreness that I used to. And I don't know, give it a shot or don't. It's up to you. I don't care. I just want to give you what I think is best for me, and you can give it a try if you want. With running form. So the way I think of it is since I was a basketball player and football and baseball, I feel like a lot of our movement, a lot of our running is pushing off, or at least that's the mindset. You're pushing off to steal a base. You're pushing off to change direction in basketball, football, same thing. But now that I primarily just run to be more efficient, this is how I think of it. I think of my hips doing all the work. Okay, my hips are lifting my knees. Okay, and then as my foot's coming to the ground, I'm just simply placing, I think of the inside ball of my foot and that big toe. That's what I'm placing on the ground. And then my hip lifts my knee again, and then I'm placing that foot on the ground again. So that simple change in mindset when running, it's helped me be more efficient, and it just feels better on my body. I don't have the same soreness that I used to. And I don't know, give it a shot this time. My sister, she plays basketball at Whitewater, and she's been running barefoot with me too, because I'm her brother. She trusts me. She gave it a try, and it works. So, but her question was, what do I do? Because obviously she has to wear shoes when she's playing. Like, what do I do? Just like your diet or anything, to be honest, what you do most will have the most influence on you. Okay, if you eat super clean for 6 days of the week, and then you kind of let loose on that last day, those 6 days are going to have the most influence on your health. Okay, same thing with running barefoot. If she does all of her training, or like her sprints and her long distance running, conditioning, she does all that barefoot, the small percentage of time that she's either in practice or doing workouts on the floor or in games, remember, it's what you do most that'll have the most influence on you. So if you want to train barefoot, go for it, or don't. It doesn't matter to me. All right, I lied. This is the last thing. Each time I watch back my previous video, I think of another thing that I have to share. People that have a tendency of rolling or spraining their ankles, okay, rather than continuing to tape or brace, this is another great way to strengthen your ankles. Okay, running barefoot, your body has to stabilize itself on its own. Okay, it doesn't have any support, and what that naturally does is it strengthens everything at that joint. Okay, my greatest example is in high school. I used to wear high top shoes because I thought that was going to prevent or at least limit my chance of spraining an ankle. And I sprain my ankle all the time. When I went to college, I got low top shoes, Kobe's, by the way. Kobe's are the best basketball shoe you can buy. I went low top, and I never sprained my ankle. Okay, less support. My body has to figure out its own way to support it and strengthen itself, and it does. And I don't have that issue anymore. So just another food for thought for you athletes or people that are just trying to better themselves, better their bodies, strengthen their ankles, their joints. Just another great reason why to go barefoot. I'm barefoot, man. You better go barefoot, otherwise you're crazy.